Thank you, everybody. Yes, it's going to be in English. Uh, I'm Sandeep. I am the regional head for Liferay in Southeast Asia. And today we're talking about the manufacturing industry transformation with Liferay DXP solution. We're going to keep it very simple and we'll talk about the key challenges of manufacturers that we see in the region. And then we'll talk a little bit about what Liferay is all about. And lastly, what do we have in terms of solutions for manufacturers? By 2025, which is basically by next year, 75% of manufacturing organizations will differentiate their customer experience with IoT Aura signals, real-time status visibility, and granular delivery times portfolios of various locations. So as you can see that we're pretty near. So what are the key challenges of manufacturers? So the key challenge is we've obviously tried to cut short and see what the main ones are. How to reduce the cost to serve customers. How to establish new channel and new market. How to streamline operations. And lastly for today, talk about how to differentiate superior user experience. So how to reduce cost to serve customers. So basically, we'll just talk about these challenges based on certain use cases that we've had in the past. So the problems typically in a real use case, like for example in this case, Anchor by Panasonic, is you would see manual primary sales processes, for example, people trying to call people and understand what the issues are, and then eventually giving solutions. Non-modern sales processes, and then dealer efficiency where there are problems in terms of not being able to give efficient solutions. So we solved this problem with Panasonic with features that we have in terms of digital experience platforms, forms, workflows, user management, Aura management, and whatnot. As you can see, the results we have 4,000 plus dealers of Panasonic to use this, 80% fewer customer calls, and a huge increase in productivity. And of course, enhanced order processing. Yeah. Second, how to establish new channel markets. So one of the key problems that we see in the industry is, of course, yes, we are very good with, for example, in Vietnam. How do I launch this in Thailand, for example? How do I launch my product in, for example, in Indonesia or Malaysia? And that, again, by being digital, as you can see, things can get a lot simpler. So at times, as manufacturers, we may have a complex system, a complex organizational structure, not just ours, but also for our distributors and resellers. So that is one of the key challenges that Saint-Gobain faced. And it could be an outdated innovation portal. So we want to innovate, yes, but do we have, or are we equipped with the modern age portal systems, for example? And also, when you start investing in technology, you see that you incur a huge technical debt. So, and all of these can obviously hinder in terms of growth because time to market increases. So, Saint-Gobain again used Liferay and to be able to create the information system, the group intranet, where the employees and their internal staff could use Liferay efficiently, digitally, and cutting down on manual processes. And then it resulted in reduction in IT costs that we talked about. They had an average 12,000 daily users using the application platform. Now we're talking about these daily users. They're not necessarily super technical users. So they were able to get a lot of the distributors, resellers on board and place orders through our platform. The third challenge is, okay, so everything is set, we got our portals, we got our commerce set up, how do we streamline operations? And that could be a huge challenge. So now, we'll talk about that with Aptiv, which is an automotive manufacturer. And the issues they had was they had a highly distributed system, by which We mean that they had extensive arms of retailers, distributors, and their production data that they had was siloed. So different departments worked on their own. They had their own systems to procure stuff, and hence these systems were not talking to each other. A completely defragmented ecosystem. And of course, when you have that, these processes can be time-consuming to fetch data. So in this case, Liferay suggested the customer to use a global manufacturing intelligence portal where they use integrated dashboard. So basically, with all the APIs, we were able to connect their different distributed systems, brought all the information in one place so they could see with a single view window, and with role-based authorization and authentication, the right people could see the right content, and that way the siloed production data were integrated. So again, reduction in downtime with this, and we achieve 100% accurate production data in real time. So we're not talking about manual after-hours data syncing. We're talking about all the data being in production and in real life. So you could see what's your stock, how many items are in which warehouse, and what is the movement with those stock, and for example, and whatnot. And of course, when you have live data in sync, you have quick access to production data as well. We'll just skip this one very quickly. And lastly, how to differentiate with superior user experience. It's one thing to be able to create these solutions, and there's another to keep it highly informed and highly good in terms of experiences for users, like the UX part, that is the user experience part. So Liferay is able to bring in those design capabilities and deploy them for production-based systems. So in this case, we have an example of Airbus. So Airbus, one of the biggest, obviously, manufacturers in aviation. So their challenges were mostly to do with operations and customer engagement. So even though they had the portals, but they were not modern, they lacked simplicity in terms of operations. The roles and permission management was not that great, where the contexts were all over the place, and they did not have efficient access-based systems in place. And the third-party business applications were also not informed. So with this, with Liferay's tools and capabilities, we were able to optimize their experience, and all the services that they were looking to have that were made online through various devices. So not just mobiles and website, but also kiosks and all kinds of handheld devices. And this essentially created a huge gain in time and efficiency. So all the information, the customers were able to engage with Airbus 24/7, greater productivity, optimize user experience, obviously, and access from anywhere, anytime. So leave that out. So we talked about the business challenges just now very fast, but there are also a lot of technical challenges. Like for example, when you do know that, okay, I do need a business solution in place, I do need a platform, but then it can be expensive and difficult to procure. So how do you manage that? It's hardware and IT staffing cost as well. So you procure something great, but you still need people to be able to do that. You still need to be able to worry about your hardware. And when you have that sorted out, you have rigid, inflexible software solutions. So yes, there are products out there, and yes, they talk about how great they can be, but at the same time, they can be quite rigid. How do you extend them, for example? So today you have a problem of, for example, engaging with your customers, engaging with your retailers, your distributors. So you solve that today by bringing in a product. But how do you solve that for day 2, for example? Day 3, for example? How do you retain them? So that, again, you've got to be able to invest in a product that is flexible. And once you have all of that done, then comes to maintenance and upgrade costs. So these are the things that every manufacturer should be able to foresee, and to be able to come up and tackle them. So what's the sum total, what we've been talking about? A full ecosystem collaboration is required to meet all the business results. So we're not just talking about, we can't just go and solve a product issue. We also have to solve the contractor issues, the resellers, the dealers, the service technicians, manufacturer, the distributor and suppliers. So everything works in tandem, and until you have a plan for the whole ecosystem, it'll be pretty hard to thrive. So that brings us to Liferay. So what's Liferay? So Liferay is a platform, very simplistically put, to build apps. And we do that for enterprises. So think of any apps in your domain, for example. So if you're a manufacturer, we're talking about apps for your customers. We're talking about apps for your distributors, for your suppliers, your retailers, your even account managers. So with our low-code platforms, with features and capabilities that that take into account AI, machine learning, and very simple low-code features, you could build all those apps in place. So a little bit of our background, company background. So we have been around in the market for about 20 years. We are an American company. We are a global company. We've been around in all across the globe, as you can see, about 22 locations right now. Liferay is also open source, means anybody can go right now and download the product and start building your tailored solutions for your customers, for your employees, for your agents, for your distributors. So we have about 5 million downloads worldwide. We have 250 plus active partners globally. So we are present in 22 countries where we're able to reach out to the countries where we are not, and essentially also in countries with an extensive partner network. That's 250 plus at the moment. And we can talk about 1,200 plus enterprise customers. So, and that cuts across industries, so not just manufacturing. We're also quite active in, for example, finance. A bulk of that also goes to government-based solutions across the globe. And from an employee strength, we're quite small. Based on what we have seen today, some of the presentations, we are only 1,000 plus employees. So we're able to achieve these things with a comparatively smaller workforce. So what's our product all about? So our product is basically Liferay DXP. DXP stands for Digital Experience Platform. So it's a low-code platform to build apps for enterprises. Now, what does it entail? So there are three main capability sets that we offer in our product. And that's DXP Core, that's our core product, core offering. This has all the capabilities to be able to create apps. This comes with commerce. So commerce is our feature set, which, as the name suggests, helps you with all the commerce capabilities. So if you're talking about having a presence online, you do that using DXP Core. Then you want to sell those products online, that's commerce. Now when I'm talking about commerce, this is not just B2C commerce where you see online and then you buy, for example, a shirt or a trouser or a shoe. We are talking about B2B commerce, which is very few in the market and very few established brands in the market. So B2B commerce, as in when you're a manufacturer, you should be able to give your products up online for your distributors and retailers to buy, and buy in bulk. And not just buy in bulk, but it comes with account management, loyalty programs, warehouse management, logistics, all of that, with local payment management as well. That's commerce. And lastly, nowadays, obviously, you can't have a product without analytics. So you need to be able to host something, you need to be able to sell something, and you need to be able to know how it's working. And that analytics helps you do that. And like I said, we keep it very simple. So all customers, even if it's a small customer, they have access to all of our features. So we do not distinguish between a low-paying customer and a high-paying customer in that sense. Yes, you may be able to use less, but then from a feature set point of view, you get all access to our DXP Core, all access to commerce and analytics. So just to summarize, Liferay is a full suite. That means you get all the features. It's low code. We do that with our custom objects and web experience management. The upgrades are seamless with our new architecture. So you buy a software today, you buy a platform today, You don't have to worry about upgrading after a year's time or 2 years' time. So there are seamless upgrades. We offer that through our SaaS platform. So everything is managed by Liferay software as a service. So what are our solutions for manufacturers then? So we just talked about it a little bit just now, B2B commerce. So with our B2B commerce capabilities, when I say B2B commerce capabilities, we're talking about the feature sets that are there. It can start with onboarding your distributor, for example. So you found a distributor in a certain country or in a certain province in your country, and you want to onboard them. So there are elaborate processes to get them on board, for example. So of course there are paperwork that you do it offline, but all of that, in fact, can be done online. And which is how countries which are doing very well in manufacturing differentiate with countries who are not doing very well in manufacturing. Which brings us to the digital transformation topic. So we offer B2B commerce, we offer distributor and supplier portals. We have ready-to-use portals that you can give it to your suppliers, so they can then see, they can know more about your products that you have. That means we talk about product catalogs, product marketing, and all the information, the support documentation. What could be the prices, the bulk pricing, low-cost pricing, everything. Customer self-service portal. Distributors, yes. Suppliers, yes. But what about your customers? So your customers could be your distributors, yes. But who are your end customers? Can they access your systems? We can do that with Liferay as well. And apart from that, of course, we offer integration platforms. So let's say you have an ERP system in place, which does all of your finance, invoices and everything. And you want to be able to see all of that information in one place with one login. So you can do that too. So we can, with our integration capabilities, we can connect with ERP systems and bring it on board. Not to mention the modern websites and microsites. So for example, you launched a very particular product that you want to take it out in the market for the next 3 months, and you want to market it. So you can very quickly, by just dragging and dropping, create a very quick microsite, talk about that product, disseminate all the information through email campaigns and SMS campaigns and any other campaign that you think of in your country. You can do that with Liferay. And lastly, we kept talking about your distributors and suppliers and customers. What about employees? So if you're a big manufacturer, you also have employees, and they should also be able to know what your product does across departments. They should be able to connect with your departments. So legal department should be able to talk to your finance departments, and finance should be able to talk to your product departments. So all of that can happen through a digital workplace. So Liferay also comes with ready-to-use workplace solutions. And all of that can happen with our single-use platform. So we do not differentiate, like I said. So when you buy Liferay, you get all of that. Obviously, it needs to be configured, which is why we have partners in place in various countries. So what's our USP, or rather a unique selling proposition? And where do we inject? How do we bring in our customers, and what kind of problems do we solve? So Liferay DXP is one platform with solutions across the entire customer journey. We just talked about that a little bit. And with this infographic, many customers, when they come to us, or many manufacturers, or even like other industries, when they come to us, we put them at a certain stage they want to be in. So if a customer comes to us and says, my problem is I'm not able to attract my target audience. So we say, okay, we have a solution for you. So we'll build a marketing page. But is that all you want? You just want a marketing page for your customers because you can't attract? What about the next step? How do you engage with them? So if a customer comes back and says, I'm able to attract, I'm able to engage, but I can't convert them. I can't convert them into paying customers. So then we ask the question, okay, you can convert them. Let's say we help you convert them. What happens next? Have you thought about that? So essentially what we are saying is that, do you want to be a manufacturer who wants to solve one problem right now because you know that there's a problem? Or do you want to think of the entire customer engagement journey and say, give me a complete solution? So if you're the latter, this works for you. But if you're the former and you're stuck in a certain phase, We can help you with that too, with a vision to solve the rest of the problems which you eventually have. Because if your problem is conversion, you will have a problem of retention as well down the line. If not today, it will be tomorrow, day after. So Liferay, with its feature sets, as you can see on the site right now, so we can build microsites and marketing page that attracts. We can build product pages, inquiry forms to engage with your customers, so they can fill up a form and say, okay, I want this, I want that, and get back to me. Once they do that, with our user management, login, and all kinds of single sign-on features, we can convert these customers using our product pages. They can buy using our commerce capabilities, so they become our customers. Now with order statuses, product knowledge, forums, account management, we keep them. So you can assign your account managers to a certain country, for example. So if you're selling something in the northern region, you can have an account manager for North, and that person can then talk to all of your suppliers, all of your distributors in the North and say, hey, you haven't placed an order in 2 months. Is there a problem? How can I help you? Are you stuck with something technically? Are operations hard at the moment? How can I solve you? Is there a price problem? Can we give you discounts? All of that can happen because your account managers can see where your customers are. And ultimately you can grow them. With our recommendation API, with our AI-based recommendation APIs, we machine learn from all the data sets that we gather by looking at what kind of products they have been using over time, what are the products they have been using but not buying over time, and what kind of support tickets they are logging. For example, they've been buying something and they've been having issues. So all of that contributes to our data sets, and based on that, we are able to recommend specific products to specific customers. So look, you bought, let's say, part A. I can see that you will eventually need part B. Have you thought about that? So buy that. And that way, we keep the customer engaged and complete the cycle. So how do manufacturers use Liferay to drive their ecosystem right now? So as you can see, this is based on our data that we have, based on our customers that we have. So 20% of all our customers at the moment use dealer portals. 30% of them use collaboration platforms, so use Liferay as a collaboration platform. 20% of them use Liferay as a customer portal. And 30% of them, they either use something else at Liferay or a combination of all. So that's how the market is a bit split at the moment with manufacturing. So as we talked about, there are about 1,200 plus enterprises that run Liferay, and 150 plus of them are manufacturing companies. And these are some of the brands that we work with. These are the ones we could fit on the page. Obviously, we have more in different regions. Please talk to us if you want to know more. As you can see, some prominent ones over there. And that's all I have. I'm Sandeep Jha. Thank you.